these issues just become part of the process. And when we can become part of the process, there is no longer being stuck in one place. There is just progression and growth. No perfection. It's just a matter of progression. Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the High Performance Method. I am Sebastian Yep, your certified high performance coach. And well, thank you for being here. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is a conversation in which we start to talk around the different areas of life that we're looking to improve. Maybe you want to increase the level of influence with the people in your life. Maybe you want to be able to ask someone for support and actually get that support. Maybe, just maybe, you want to be able to walk through your day-to-day with a high level of vibrancy and physical stamina to actually accomplish your goals and your dreams and whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish. Possibly, you're looking to increase your level of productivity, actually getting your projects that you want to get done completed. Maybe you're just looking to go into your day-to-day with a level of clarity that's going to be clear for you. One in which you know who you are and you know what you're looking to accomplish, and even when distractions come, that level of clarity has you honed in on that. Now, this is the kind of conversations that we start to dive into in the High Performance Method, and my commitment is to bring you value. I don't take your time for granted. Thank you for choosing to be with me for the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. And my commitment, again, is that you leave here with some sort of conversation, maybe an idea, maybe a technique, something that will drive for you to improve the quality of your life. Now, we're going through some incredible times, and I keep talking about this. We have an opportunity for major transformation right now with what's happening around the world. The patterns have been interrupted, and here we are now dealing with it. How are you dealing with it? And last week, we started to talk around the mind, the ways in which you're focusing in on, what you're focusing in on. Are you catching yourself focused on the solution, or are you focused on the problem? Now, we take it to the next level. Now we're talking about this physical thing that we call our body. And look, in the body, this thing that we know as our human body is still fairly unknown. We know the anatomy of it, we're understanding how it works, but when it comes to the full complexity of it, it is still very much unknown. And I want to talk about the body in 3 ways, and it may not be the ways in which you commonly listen and hear the body being spoken about. Because we're going to touch on a couple different terms and a couple of different ideas that are, again, outside the box. So stick with me here, because first things first, we're going to talk about the physical body. Simple enough, physical body. This is the vehicle that we're going in. This is the day-to-day instrument that we are able to use to experience our day-to-day life and everything that we're looking to accomplish. Now, for yourself in your life, how are you taking care of your body? Are you feeding yourself the minerals, the nutrients, the food that is going to keep you alive and thriving? Are you giving the vehicle in which you are walking and living in the necessary fuel for this vehicle to work at optimal levels? We talked a little bit about this in further detail in some videos back. Just remember, the physical body is just like a car. If you overuse a car without giving it the necessary treatment, what happens? It burns out. Same thing with the body. If you are not giving yourself the necessary nutrients, the necessary minerals, treating your body with respect, because again, this is your body. There's nothing like it in the world alike yours. We all are so unique. Let's keep track of our body and make sure that we're giving this physical thing the necessary nutrients, the necessary hydration, so that this thing runs properly. Number 1, the physical body. Now, by the way, all of these are going to intertwine with each other. So, secondly, let's talk about the astral body. Astral body, what are you talking about, Sebastian? The astral body can be best defined as this: a life force. It's almost like when you rub your hands vigorously for some time, and then you feel a heat coming off of it. That's what I'm talking about. There's an astral body. We as humans, we don't know where the energy that drives our heart comes from. We don't know how, with ourselves, we are literally able to generate energy. We are the literal battery of human life. We can generate energy at will. If we concentrate enough and we understand how the body works, we can literally generate energy at will. The best way in which I've been able to see this at work is Bruce Lee. You guys ever see his video where he's literally touching the person with his fingers to then punch him, and he knocks him like 6 feet back? That's energy. They call it chi in the Eastern culture. And this level of energy that flows around us, it is again up to us to choose how much we're keeping that level of energy moving. Now, there are something called chakras in the human body. If you go into Eastern philosophy and you understand Eastern medicine, this is not far out stuff. This is very common. If you ever heard of acupuncture, look, we're talking with nadis. These are little energy centers all throughout the body, literally millions of them. That's what that's doing. It's impacting those centers of energy. They're releasing energy. They're releasing stress. They're opening up the path flow. Chakras are main energy centers in your body. Look them up. There's 7 main ones, 12 in total. And these energy centers are directly connected to specific parts of our bodies. So when you start to feel like maybe an organ is off whack, if you start to study the way in which the organ is connected to the body, is connected to the energy center, you can then start to unwind that chakra. Now the chakra, all that means is a wheel. It's literally Sanskrit for wheel. The word chakra, all it means is wheel. So when we're talking about chakras, we're talking about wheels of energy. And look, when we talk about wheels of energy in our culture, this is completely, for the most part, unknown. However, if we look at the masters, people that have tuned into who they are able to move in through their day with energy, fully connected, not allowing the little things left that come to them, get them off path. They're people that are starting to master these topics, these areas that are, for some people, in some groups, esoteric, out there. Astral body, when we can start to open up our energy centers, we start to unwind this life force within us that will literally give us energy and power that we don't even know yet. When we can start to open these centers of energy up, we can start to cause things like healing. We can cause to things that in the past were uncurable to be cured. So I invite you, go do some research, go study up, go on YouTube and type in Chakras Explained. There is an episode, 8-minute clip in Airbender. The best explanation for chakras that I've listened to in a long time. So simple, it's for a kid's show, so you can imagine the simplicity of it. Super easy to understand. And again, when we can start to look at the astral body, the energy center, the life force that drives our human body, we can start to dive into a different level of awareness for ourselves. And finally, the third step to this physical body is the consciousness. And all the conscious body is, it's the ideations, it's the beliefs, it's the pattern of thought that you consistently have. And these patterns of thought are running everything that we do, everything that we say and don't say, everything that we do and don't do, everything that we think and don't think. It's in here. It's the ideations that we have within ourselves. It's this belief patterns. And these thoughts are what makes up our conscious. Now, with our thoughts making up our consciousness, we then start to look at life in a different way. When we can take a step back, it's almost like this. When you're standing right in front of the front door of a building and you look up, what do you see? You see nothing. However, if you step back a couple of feet, maybe across the street, and you look up, you see the whole building. This is when we start to talk around consciousness, when we start to talk around getting deeper into a level of awareness, we can take a step back in our life, and the things that right now may be keeping you stuck in one place, you get to see those things are really not that big of a deal. Those things are just part of the journey that I can get through. These issues, these problems are just challenges. And when we can come at these challenges with all of ourselves and ourselves fully awakened, fully aware, these problems, these issues just become part of the process. And when we can become part of the process, there is no longer being stuck in one place. There is just progression and growth. No perfection. It's just a matter of progression. And when we can start to look at this physical experience of the human body and the human condition, we can start to look at these three things that make up us. We can start to look at life in a way in which we can start to dive into high performance. Why? Because when we start to look at our body as the vehicle that it is, giving it the necessary fuel to keep ourselves alive and thriving, connected with the astral body, the life force, the energy that moves through us that is literally unexplainable, and then connected to the consciousness, the way in which you think, the way in which you see, the way in which you speak. This level of pattern thought that runs your day-to-day life. We can start to look at life in a different way. We can start to create a life in a different way. And look, my belief is this. My belief is that we've been created by the Creator to create. And it is our responsibility to start to stepping to that level of creation. In the past, information like this was literally only known to few, and a few was the people at the top, quote unquote. Now we have all this available to us. It is no secret. However, how much intentionality are you keeping to yourself in your life and what you're doing? Are you giving yourself enough level of awareness for what you're looking to do in your life? Are you giving yourself enough understanding of who you are? Because who are you? I am not Sebastian. That's just a name I've been given. I am not a name. I'm a human being, as are you. But I am not this thing that my body is. I am just living in this body. And with that, let's open up next week's conversation because we're talking about spirit. We have this vehicle that we're moving in, wake up every single day, go through our day-to-day. What drives that? What is that impalpable, that palpable force that is literally undescribable? Has our hearts moving? When we see someone we love, we light up. When we have an unexplained experience in which we think maybe we saw a past one, a loved one that passed. It's interesting, it's fun. So welcome, thank you for being here. Now, in this week coming up, start to get aware, start to look at different areas, start to question everything. Everything that you know right now, start to question it. Because we as humans are just beginning to understand everything of life. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for joining me in this conversation. Hope that you got some sort of creation for yourself moving forward. And I will see you next week.